Today we are meeting with a very nice man. He has recently converted to Islam, and he would like to share his story with us.
How did you find Islam?
I found Islam through my work because I work at the HB Farmers Market, and most everyone there is Muslim. But the ones that are really, have good iman are my boss, Mr. Nasser or Amal Nasser, and his two sons, Salah and Siraj. Salah kind of planted the seed of Islam in me to learn about it, because we had like good connection. We were like friends, and we would go out together and get something to eat, and we would talk, and he would tell me about Islam and about his religion, and he told me a lot of things I didn't know, like how they pray, their fasting, why they fast, why they pray, how they view God, how they view Allah, and it surprised me because they have more love in their heart than I expected. Because when I at first started working, I was a bit Islamophobic. I did not know much about Muslims. I actually had a very bad outlook on them, But I was proven very wrong through Salah, and then I see how people respect my boss, Amal Nasser. They respect him. He is a very good man. He has a very good iman. He's very generous. People have so much respect for him, and I see him, and he's just always so nice. He's always happy, just like the Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. And then after a while, things happened, and I ended up living with his other son, Siraj, and he has a roommate named Taha, and they're both, Muslims. Are practicing, they pray, and I saw how much dedication they have. This one thing I love about Islam the most is the people. They have so much discipline and dedication for Allah. They give up everything of themselves just to please Allah. And I saw that. I wanted that, actually. I wanted it. But I could not find it through Christ. Because there's no power in Christ. Because Christ is only a man. That's why I could not find power to change myself. The only power is from Allah. I can only change myself through Allah. I did not know that until I lived with him for 4 months. The one thing that was stopping me was my father, the thought of my father, how disappointed he'd be and how upset. But then he showed me a video about Yusuf Estes. You know Yusuf Estes?
Yes.
Yes. He is exactly like my father. He's very southern country. He was the same kind of person my father was. But he came to Islam because he saw the same things I was seeing with these people. And I thought to myself, well, if this man can do it, he is exactly my father. Even my father could do it. All I have to do is open my mind. All I have to do is accept Allah. And I did. And I haven't looked back since. I really enjoyed this decision. I've actually been very much happy. I've been a lot happier ever since. More grateful for everything I have. I'm grateful to even live the next day. I get to pray. I look forward to prayer. Some people can't even pray one. I want to pray more. But yeah, that's how I came to Islam, is through the people. The people, you really inspire me as well. How you speak a lot. When you hear his name, you want to cry. I want that myself. It makes me very emotional. It's really something. The people are amazing. They are Allah's liked people. And another question you had?
You know Al-Fatiha?
Yes.
You know?
Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Maliki yawmiddin. Iyyaka na'budu wa iyyaka nasta'in. Ihdina as-siratal mustaqim. Siratal ladhina an'amta alayhim ghayril maghdubi alayhim waladdallin. Amin.
Wonderful. You know the meaning?
Yes. In the name of Allah, praise the burden. Okay. In the name of Allah, the Benefact, the Merciful, praise be to Allah, the ruler of worlds, the Benefact, the Merciful, the ruler of the Day of Judgments. Iyyaka na'budu. No, Maliki yawmiddin. Iyyaka na'budu wa iyyaka nasta'in means we serve you and only you. Lead us on the straight path, not the path of those who've caused you anger or have gone astray. Ameen, let it be.
Amen.
Yes.
If you know this, that's enough.
That's enough.
Because in Fatiha, you praise Allah, you thank Allah, you express gratitude to Allah, you express love to Allah, then you confess that you don't worship anyone except Him,
Of course.
you don't serve anyone except Him, and you don't hope for any benefit from any other one. إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين. I don't need anything from any other one.
We serve you and only you.
Yes.
Yes.
After that, this is a belief. That is the Islamic belief. That's the explanation of La ilaha illallah. Allah explains La ilaha illallah in Fatiha. So who will guide me to the correct way? Allah. I ask Him to guide me to the correct way. If you have La ilaha illallah and Al-Fatiha, you have everything.
I already told you what I love about Islam. I love the people. The people really make Islam it makes Islam what Islam is. Well, the people really speak, their actions speak more for Allah, what He is, how good He is, how great He is. The people show that. That's proof. Why I came to Islam, I told you. The one I like was, the last question is, how could I leave Christianity? There are a few things. One, Yusuf Estes was one reason why I could leave Christianity, because he gave me the strength. No, he didn't give me Allah gave me the strength, but He gave me the reason to leave. Like, He is like my father. If He could do it, I could do it. But then after I left, I started having a little doubts. I started getting a bit emotional because I called my father. I didn't tell him I'm Muslim, but I wanted to just talk to him. And I started feeling guilty. So I was thinking to myself, well, maybe I made the wrong decision. Then I started talking to him about Christianity and some of the things. And one thing that pops in my head is one verse in the Bible where Jesus is sitting near the temple, and He says, one day this temple itself will come crashing to the ground. It'll be like rubble. He's talking about the end of days, the day of judgments, but they call it Revelations. And then He says, nor I or the angels, no one except for the Father knows the day. And I think to myself, well, how does that make sense? Jesus is God, is He not? He's part of the Trinity. So He knows something that He knows? Allah, God knows? How is that? That means that He is not omniscient. He's not omnipotent.
Yeah.
He doesn't know something, but He does. So they're not the same. That doesn't make sense. They're supposed to be one. They're not one. They're two.
Mm.
So that's something that doesn't make sense. My father tries to explain it, but I feel he will see the contradiction eventually, but some Christians are so hell-bent on the idea that Christ is God or divine, they'll die with that. But it's wrong, but at least they follow something that restricts them from doing sinful deeds. So I can't bash Christians, but they don't have the discipline people of Islam have. So that's why they should come to Islam, because it teaches them more discipline, teaches them to be more loving of God. Also, it's not so confusing, because people, they don't really stay with Christianity because they're confused. They don't understand why, or how could three be one, and how, all these things. But yeah, that's why it was easier for me to leave Christianity and stay away, because things don't make sense. Yeah.
But it is very hard.
Yeah, it is hard. Yeah.
You are very clever, and
It took a while, though. It took me a very long time to get up to
very
it.
hard.
Because I remember thinking about it earlier, like maybe last year I thought about, maybe what would it be like to be Muslim? I thought, that's such a crazy idea. I thought to myself, yeah, in what world would I be Muslim? Oh, funny. That's very funny. It's almost ironic. Allah likes to surprise us all in very good ways.
This is the power of Allah. When you know Allah 24 hours, no one can overcome you.
Khalil, he's 78. He is still working at the farmer's market 12 hours a day.
Yes.
He has a lot of power. I mean, he's gone all of COVID without a mask on. No, never sick.
Yes.
Never sick the whole time. No mask, never sick. Was working 12 hours a day, 78. And his mother lives in Lebanon, a war-torn country, at 98 by herself. She lives by herself, takes care of herself. She is very old.
Yes.
The power of
98.
98 by herself in a war-torn country. The power of Allah is truly infinite. I mean, these people are... It's almost scary.
Power of Allah, no one can overcome you. Nothing in the universe cannot hurt you. As you see, we go without masks.
Yeah.
Anyone asks, you don't use mask? I say, we are covered by Allah.
That's the best insurance.